Hey folks, welcome back. Jordan here at the Nutty Gnome Homestead. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. As you guys know, we do grow a lot of fruit trees here on our farm, including some citrus. I've got a Meyer lemon up here on my porch that's doing pretty good for this year, considering last year the hail and the weather got to it. But this year, my wife got me something special. She got me something that I've always wanted. I've wanted a beautiful key lime tree. I am so looking forward to getting some fruit off of this here real soon. Today we're going to be potting this up to take inside for the winter. Now, here in zone 6-7, or right on the border, it's too cold of a climate to put the improved Meyer lemon or the key lime outside for year round. They're just not going to handle the cold weather. It's going to kill them off. It's just not worth the effort of trying to leave them outside. So we put them in pots big enough that we can take indoors, where we can overwinter them inside, and whenever the weather gets nice in the spring, we bring them back out. So as you guys can see, we've got a half-gallon pot here on this. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got a lot of good growth on it. The shortened days, it is starting to get ready to lose some of its leaves. So we're going to take this from a half-gallon pot and we're going to put it in a 3.5-gallon pot today. Now, why wouldn't we go ahead and plant it in one of our 25 or 30-gallon mineral tubs? Well, a tree this size has a small root base. If you put it in one of these larger mineral tubs, it's going to put too much energy into focusing those roots going out, searching for nutrients, and claiming all that ground than it is going to be putting into its upward growth and potentially affect your harvest of fruit, because it's not going to bloom very well. Also, if you have too large of a container, it's going to be dry on top whenever you water this. No matter how well you water it, it'll be dry on top. That water is going to soak all the way through. It's going to be wet on bottom or soggy on bottom. And you're going to kind of have this zone right in the middle of your planter that's going to be just perfect. Well, that's not good for your container either, because the roots above and below that area, they're either going to be dried out and not doing anything, or they're going to be too wet, waterlogged, and possibly cause injury to your tree. So we're going to put these, and like I said, this is a 3.5-gallon pot. Actually, I think it's a 3.9-gallon pot. These are designed for trees, fruit trees. This is going to be the perfect size for me to take inside this year. My Meyer lemon is in a 25-gallon mineral tub. We put it on a dolly, wheel it into the house, put it in a large window where it can get a lot of sun. It does pretty good. It'll usually bloom in the house, and then we get fruit later in the fall. So as I have right here in front of me, I have my homemade potting mix. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link down below. I'll also link it up here on the top or on the bottom, wherever I feel like it, here a little later. Check out that video. It's a lot easier to make your own potting mix than it is to go out and buy it. It's a lot cheaper too. It's a lot better quality than the stuff you get in that green and yellow bag. So just remember that. We're all about quality here. We have a nice mixture of organic compost, beautiful, dark, rich material, smells wonderful. We've mixed in some peat moss. You can also use coco coir if that's what you have or prefer. And we also mixed in some vermiculite. Like I said, my other video has all the ratios for this. Check it out. What I'm going to do is, as you guys can see, there's a big difference between these two pots, but not too terribly different in the height-wise. So the diameter-wise, it's a good difference, but height-wise, there's only about 4-inch difference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put about 4 inches of my compost material in the bottom of this pot. And it has some nice holes in it. These are 1/2-inch holes all the way around. Like I said, this pot is designed for fruit trees. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill this up with about 4 inches of my potting mix here. Got a little too much in there. There we go. We have about 4 inches in there. We're going to take this beautiful key lime and look at that root ball, guys. This is definitely ready to get transplanted. You can see it's dripping with water. I just watered this 5 minutes ago. It makes it a lot easier to come out of these pots, especially if it's been hot all summer. Now, something I want you guys to check out here. There's no soil in this. This is wood chips from the nursery. Wood chips in these little plastic looking balls of some sort. I don't know what these things are, but there's not much nutrients in this for these plants. As those wood chips break down, there's going to be some nutrients, but not as much as I would prefer. So I'm going to center this, and as you guys can see, this is just about perfect. We have good depth in here where we can put this down. Now this does not appear to be a grafted tree. I believe this is from a cutting. That's what it looks like, because I have dug down into the root ball a little bit to see. I don't see any graft mark down there. So what I want is, I want for this level right here to be just below this lip. Now the reason that being is everything's going to settle, and I'm going to go ahead and start filling this in. Everything is going to settle as it gets watered in, as it gets shaken up while we move it around. And I want to make sure that after this settles, we're going to have plenty of space for the roots to grow up and out. I'm going to take my tag off for the time being. I am going to put that tag back on. Just go around, fill in around your key lime, or your Meyer lemon, or your orange, or whatever kind of fruit tree you have. My Meyer lemon had 4 dozen lemons on it last year, and then we had a hailstorm, and it absolutely destroyed my tree. I wasn't sure it was actually going to recover. This year it put on about 3 dozen lemons. I pruned the lemons off to where I just had the very best, so it's doing pretty good, and they're actually starting to ripen up. Sure wish I'd have had the 4 dozen from last year though, but we're getting this potted up real nice. This has a real decent form on it too, especially for a potted citrus tree. It doesn't branch out like a bush too much. It kind of goes up, has a nice little tree form on it. I'm not going to treat this like my apple trees or my pear trees and prune it and scaffold like that. I may put a couple spacers on a few of these limbs to kind of give them a better crotch, because you want the crotches of any of these branches here to be at about, here's a good one right here. You want these crotches to be at about 90 degrees. If they're at 90 degrees, they can support a lot of weight. If they have an acute angle on them, which is less than 90 degrees, like this one up here, this branch, that's probably a 45-degree angle. We get lemons out here on the end of this, there's a good chance it can snap that branch off. And we don't want that, guys. We got too much time invested into these beautiful trees to let them get destroyed like that. And you guys can see here on top, I got the perlite in here and the compost. Now, I didn't sift this compost like I normally do. I do want it a little chunkier for my fruit tree, or my citrus trees, because I want to make sure that these don't get waterlogged. Now I'm just going to push this down and give it a nice little tamp. I'm going to put my tag back on just so we know what it is. Beautiful Texas key lime. I know my Meyer lemon, it's about 5 or 6 times this size, but now I'm going to give it a good watering. So I got the hose turned on. I ran the hot water out of it. If you guys leave your hoses out in the sun, they're not coiled up or hidden in a little container of some sort, be sure to run that hot water out of your hose before you water your plants. That scalding hot water can be 100+ degrees or more, and it can actually singe off your leaves. It can damage your leaves, kind of like dumping boiling water on your weeds. So we're just going to water this in. Now this compost was pre-moistened before I mix it up with the perlite and the peat moss, so it is going to absorb water a little bit quicker. The peat moss is hydrophobic. It does take a while for it to absorb some of the water in, so I'm going to give this a good drink now. It's about noon here at about 4 o'clock, after I get back to the house. I'll give it a drink again this afternoon. This tree is going to do wonderful in this little 4-gallon pot, 3.9-gallon pot. It may stay in here for a year or two until it grows out this size, and then we'll actually put it into a larger pot. There will probably be 2 more up pottings before I put this into a 25-gallon mineral tub. From here, this will probably go to about a 10-gallon pot, and then from there, I'll put it in a half tub, somewhere around 15 gallons or 20 gallons, and then I'll end up putting it finally into a mineral tub, put it on a dolly to where we can move it in and out. And this will give us plenty of lemons and limes for our personal use here on the homestead. So, guys, that's how we grow citrus here in Southern Illinois. We're on the edge of zone 6 and 7. So we put these out until the outside temperatures get around 50 degrees at night. So if you guys have any questions or comments about planting your citrus trees into a pot for taking them inside, leave us a message down below or contact us over on Nutty Gnome Homestead on Facebook. Guys, it doesn't have to be rocket science. Anybody can do this. A few simple techniques and then a little bit of know-how, anybody can grow their own lemons and limes at home. Till next time, get your citrus planted. It tastes so much better than what you can get in the store. And I know for a fact that what I grow is organic. Y'all stay safe.